right. I just thought that Bill will be still doing his public.
Okay, it's 11 o'clock. We'll call our weekly meeting for May 19th to order. Do we have any public comment? Anybody's looking at you, Bill.
There's a whole row over here. Right? Look at them.
Any public comments? Seeing none, we'll move down to commissioner update. Doug, do you have anything?
No, I was out of the office for a couple of days traveling for doctor's appointments last week, so didn't have much to report on.
Okay. Gordon, do you have any commissioner update for us this week?
Can you hear it?
Here's there, Gordon.
All right, am I back?
There you are. Any commissioner update, Gordon?
I guess my only update, I guess I'm in Anaconda for some Montana Association of County meetings, leadership meetings. So we'll meet here this afternoon, 1 o'clock. We start there and go tomorrow. We worked on maybe they're coming up with the census stuff is coming up here in 2030. There's some stuff, information out on those. I've been looking at some of that, and between National Association of Counties has some information out on that, and we have some local stuff out on that. Been looking at different maps. I don't see any changes that need to happen now, but if anybody has information on any census changes, let me know. Other than that, that's it.
Okay. Nothing really to report for myself. In the office last week, just staying up on emails, phone calls, no meetings or anything out of the ordinary, I guess, aside from normal business. So any questions or comments on the commissioner's updates? Okay, seeing none, we'll move down a few minutes. We have a motion for the regular public meeting minutes of May 12th, 2026. So with the motion to approve. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second. Okay, Gordon seconds. Any discussion? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Down to administrative issues. We need a motion for the road department request to go out for gravel crush at the Pickard pit, another 20,000 tons. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Gordon seconds. Discussion on this. I will say that we already have in the process of getting 20,000 ton crushed. We feel that we're going to go through that 20,000 pretty fast with oil activity. Keep building steam over there. So since we know we're going to utilize it, we could possibly, depending on how the bids come out, could possibly get Bishop, if they're the winning bid or successful bid, while they're there, to go ahead and crush while they're currently in the pit. So this will be for the Pickard pit, crushing 20,000 tons. Any other discussion? Any discussion? Say none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
Motion passed. Moving on, road department's request to purchase a culvert for road 2049. The road foreman has it noted in here. I will say option 1, option 2. Option 1 is his preference. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to go with option 1.
We have a motion to go with option 1. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Gordon seconds it. Option 1 on the discussion. This is for $20,570.72. This is for 120 feet of squash pipe, I believe you said.
Yeah.
So this bridge or this culvert is on the road department or the state bridge report. this will get that back into condition of where it needs to be. The guys are certainly utilizing this dry weather to tune up some of these spots that we need tuned up. So, any other discussion?
What was option two?
Option two was the. Can you explain the difference? It looks like a 30-foot.
Option two was 120 foot of regular 6 foot pipe. Swash pipe run more water. One with that, and they're relatively close, about $400 difference total price.
Prefers the squash pipe over the round pipe. That was the difference. Any other discussion?
What exactly is the location on
2049,
Yeah, we're
Whereabouts on 2049?
exactly.
the bridge.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right,
Motion passed. Moving down, the approval of Interstate Engineering Task Order 15. This is a preparation of the growth policy update. Do we have a motion?
Make motion approved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion. John, since you're on the phone, if you would just kind of fill us in on this task order 15, please.
Sure. Yep. So the Roosevelt County, the growth policy was completed approximately 5-6 years ago. We did that original growth policy back then. This is really an update to that policy. We'll update all of the obviously census designated stuff and things like that. The other thing that we're going to touch on in the growth policy update is some of the land uses that are coming up or have been emerging in the county and surrounding counties more recently. Things like wind farms, solar, things like that. We'll get into this more. We'll have some public meetings in the growth policy, but just for everyone's information, we're not looking at limiting them. We're not looking at doing anything like that. It's really the county's position, I believe, that it's the landowner's preference on what they do with their property. We're not looking at restricting anything. The reason we're doing this update is just so if there is that growth, it's in an orderly fashion. Somebody's not putting up a wind turbine 100 yards from a adjoining property owner's home or things like that. So it's just kind of trying to get a jump start on ensuring that there's orderly growth in the county when that does come. So
And we've all seen what's happening in some adjoining counties, that they're having kind of some pretty heated landowner disputes over the wind turbines, the data centers, things like that. And we're trying to be proactive instead of reactive. We're trying to get some things in place to mitigate any disputes that may come before that happens. And a lot of this stuff will be addressed in this growth policy with public meetings, taking input from the public to make sure that the public is protected, whether you're adjoining landowner or the landowner. And this task order number 15, estimated budget on this is $30,000 for Interstate Engineering to go ahead with the work needed in this growth. So,
How often are you required to have a growth policy?
do you know what is the requirements, John? Do we have to have it done every 5 years or 10 years? What is the requirements?
So it is the Department of Commerce for a funding agency. They prefer to have them updated every 5 years. Obviously, if you're not going for any outside funding for any other sources, they can go a little bit longer, but they do want those updated every 5 years, correct?
So we're within that 5 year, and where we go out for some funding sources, bridge money, whatever the case might be. It's good to have that updated so we're in compliance if that point in time comes that they say, well, yeah, you are in the running for it, but you haven't updated your growth policy, which kicks us out. So it's just good practice, I feel, to have that updated. And it allows the public to have some input when we're looking at that growth policy as well. So any other discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor of approval of task order 15 with Interstate Engineering? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. This one is just on the Interstate Engineering McCabe Road update. No action will be taken to my knowledge at this time. So if you would elaborate, John, please, on this McCabe Road update, please.
Yep, absolutely. So last week, Derek and myself, as well as two representatives from Western Emulsions, Mo Henman and Darren Linner, met out in McCabe Road, kind of toured it. And the purpose of it was basically to get an idea what was the best option moving forward to help preserve that road. I believe it was 2014 or 2015, we did a scrub seal of that road. Which is basically a chip seal with a little different grade of oil. And then the oil distributor pulls a set of offset brooms behind the distributor truck that works that oil into the grooves a little bit better. So that's what we actually did in I believe it was 2015. But that's actually held up surprisingly well, or I shouldn't say surprisingly well. We anticipated it holding up well, but for a chip seal to last for 11 years and be in the condition it's in, it's actually pretty impressive. So we did go out and look at the cracks and whatnot that are there now. Obviously, with any of these options, the cracks are going to show up eventually just due to freeze thaw and wear and whatnot. We looked at it there. If a guy were to do a regular chip seal on that road to help preserve it, you'd likely have to go in and do a crack seal as well. There is quite a few cracks, some kind of block cracking on that road that would make that crack sealing pretty labor intensive. Where if you do a scrub seal again, same as you did a couple or 10 years ago, that eliminates the need to do a crack seal ahead of time. That pushes that oil into the cracks a little more and seals them up. It was Western Emulsion's recommendation to do a scrub seal on that again. I think visiting with contractors and whatnot, I think everyone's pretty well booked up for this 2026 construction season. But if you choose to move forward with that, I think if we could get it out here this fall, give contractors an opportunity to bid that this fall or early winter, would probably give the county the best prices on that. So I guess that would be our recommendation, is to do a scrub seal on that road again, and hope for another 10 years. Typically, a standard chip seal varies, but really you're looking at about a 5-year lifespan on a typical chip seal.
Okay. Well, thank you for that
Anything to
update.
add, Derek?
Pardon?
Anything to add from
Yeah.
John?
No, sounded perfect. Be nice to get done as soon as possible by next spring with the oil traffic over there, so it don't break up.
Gordon?
Yeah, I would like to, I mean, we can't have no motions, but we can have John prepare a bid package for that chip seal and oiling that road, so we can put it out for bid this summer.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you, Gordon. If John would put something together to go out for a scrub seal bid, we can go ahead and move that through. We can put that on our agenda to officially go out for bid. So if you can start building a package for us, we'll add that to the agenda for our next meeting, John, and then we can kind of keep this process moving forward.
Okay, I will prepare a task order and hopefully have it for your next meeting.
Sound good. Do we have any other discussion?
Well, yeah, I have something else there. That right by Sinans, it's kind of broke up a little bit more. Does anything need to be done there before we do the scrub seal?
So last time we did some spot repairs on some areas that had significant rutting, and we'll go and do a more detailed look at everything and try to pick out some spots if there are some dig out areas that need to happen in this before we do the scrub seal. So
That'll all be part of the task order.
yes, correct.
Very good. Thank you.
Daryl?
Went along with what Gordon said, that's true. What about the grooves on the road? Does chip seal take care of that, or what are you gonna do? What helps that? What's gonna? Get rid
I
of
assume
this.
I assume you're referring to the some rutting in places on that road.
Correct, yeah, right. Where the water lays in there, where trucks go down, they leave a crack, you know.
Yep. So this won't remedy the rutting. The areas where there is significant rutting, that's where we'll do some of those dig out areas and pave that back as with basically a patch in the road. There we'd had a company come in and do a scan of the whole road. I believe it was last fall, and there is some rutting in there in places. For a road that's I don't know, 50, 60 years old, that's kind of to be expected. But I think that the base for the most part is in pretty good shape. But some of those more significant areas where there is rutting and the block cracking or alligator cracking, as we call it, those are the areas that would be dug out that Gordon mentioned.
Anything else, Daryl? You had kind of answered, but it wasn't the answer you were looking for or hoping for.
Well, no, that is, it's just that I wanna know, would you pass that before you chip it, or is it gonna look like a patch job, like?
No, that is all. That would be patched before we do the scrub seal. There was approximately 5 or 6 areas where we did that prior to the previous scrub seal. And really, the only way you can tell where they're at now is if you know where they're at. There is a little bit less rutting in those areas, or obviously less rutting in those areas. So, yeah, we did that before, and you really can't see where they're at.
Okay. Any other discussion? Bill?
How long is this project?
8 miles.
8 miles, 26 feet wide.
I believe it varies, but it's approximately 26 feet, 24 to 26.
So the ruts though, would you not just rut fill rather than dig out?
It's one of those deals. If you have available funds, you could rebuild the whole road, but we're trying to preserve what we have there to get the best, longest life out of it.
Yeah, you don't wanna dig out those ruts, right? You just wanna
Rut fill.
fill them in. Rut fill, you don't wanna dig up the road, right?
Or if it's a spot.
The dig outs are the bad spots, like by your house, about the size of a car spots, in a couple different spots.
Well, I mean,
That they'll dig out.
Pavement's already there.
Pardon?
You're gonna take out what pavement's already there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll dig it out, fill it back in, and then go over it with a scrub seal, so you won't see it.
Kind of sounds to me like it's, as John said, it's preserving what's there, taking out the real bad spots,
Yeah.
filling back in, scrub seal over top and able to preserve that.
I think this is something too, as time goes on, depending on oil traffic in that area, it might not hurt to look at possibly doing some major improvements in the next, 20 years. I know that seems like it's a long time out there, but with the projected traffic, a guy would kind of wants to know what that's going to be and what those loads are and whatnot. So this is kind of an interim maintenance issue as opposed to a long-term solution, I guess, if that's the right word.
This will definitely hold us together for a few more years to see what kind of load that road's gonna end up having on it, what kind of push is gonna be on it, and it may be 2 years down the line where we're looking at, okay, we're gonna have to rebuild the whole road. You know, if that activity gets to that, but this will help hold together what we've got. And sounds like our last scrub seal lasted a fair long time. Hopefully this will get us 5 years, and not saying we're kicking the can down the road, we're trying to hold her together as long as we can and proceed from there. So any other discussion?
I guess the one thing I will add, so the scrub oil is a little higher price than regular chip seal oil, but that cost is really offset with the need for not having to go in and do a regular crack seal with that. So the price between a chip seal and crack seal versus just a scrub seal are really comparable, kind of a wash.
Okay. All right. Any other discussion? Seeing none, no vote needed on that. We'll move to the approval of DUI task force work plan for the 26-27 year. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. This is prepared by AJ, DUI task force work plan. Is there anything you'd like to elaborate on this, AJ?
No, as required by state law.
Okay.
You have to submit a work plan every year. Commissioners have to approve it first before it's sent to MDT. And it's just for the county to be able to receive the quarterly reinstatement fees from DUIs.
Okay. Looks like this work plan shows a proposed 24,000. Is that correct on this?
That is for like of course, salary, media, highway safety conference, 2 scholarships, and then other various events throughout the year.
Doing what you need to do to try to mitigate the DUIs on the roads. Do we have any other discussion?
I
Any
just I want to thank AJ. He has a very strong DUI task force program going, and he's doing an excellent job with it. So I commend him on it.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor of the DUI task force work plan, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
Motion pass. No claims this week. Moving down, pay raises. Annual pay raise for Justice of the Peace Clerk Samar Pronto. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
A motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. She will be moving up one range to grade 1, range 8. Having any other discussion? Any other discussion? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor?
All right.
Motion passed. Down to additional administrative issues. GIS had a request in for a computer purchase for $3,691.34. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll
We have
second
a
it.
motion and a second. As we all know, there's we're kind of transitioning with Clayton's retirement coming out, so this will help that transition. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
All right.
Motion pass. New hires under administrative issues, request to rehire Randy Pouch and Heather Pouch to mosquito control. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to hire both.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. This will be to hire Randy and Heather back to the mosquito control for $25 an hour. For those of you that aren't aware, back in 1969, the mosquito district was set by resolution of the county commissioners. The mosquito board comprises of the city council and the mayor. It's taken some doing with legal and county attorney, but we're reverting that back to the way it was originally designed. Ed Bach is the public works director. He's kind of the one that's going to be, I assume, the managing position of the crew. Hopefully that'll alleviate some of the issues we've had in the past and complaints with the mosquito control. So Commissioners are now back to what it started as, is just the approving board. So we'll be in good contact with Ed on his needs for the mosquito district. So hopefully it works seamlessly. That's my hope. So any other discussion on that? Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion pass. No new business, no unfinished business. We have any other comments, discussion?
Sure, I would
Seeing
have
none,
a-
all. Go ahead, John.
So I guess you guys reached out prior. I was going to bring this up and I forgot on the building. What is it? The BLB funding, which just was released through the state last Thursday for bridges and infrastructure. Gordon reached out to see if the North Poplar slab would qualify for that. I do not believe it will. The way it was explained to me through Ryan Dahlke with MDT is it's for bridges replaced with bridges, culverts replaced with bridges, or bridges replaced with culverts. But instead of applying for the North Poplar slab replacement, since that would be more of a repair than replacement, I would like to apply for the 2050 road that we're actually currently working on. See if they would fund that for construction, if that is acceptable with the count with you guys.
You know where he's talking there, Derek?
I don't.
Maybe
That's
get with
that's the bridge that we're currently working on. That was load rated on 2050. It was pretty close to the railroad tracks there.
There's one on 2049.
Is that the one you're working on currently?
No, that's 1018.
Maybe it is 2049.
Yeah, 2049 is only just motion to get and pay for the culvert. So if they could pay for that culvert, that'd be great.
I have one here for 2050 Sheep Creek that we did the geotech on.
Okay. Maybe if you want, John, maybe would you get with Derek on that a little bit and make sure we're looking at you guys work together and
I guess what 2050? That runs across the whole county. What part of the county is it? It's on Sheep Creek?
Yeah, it would be just right next to the McCabe or the rail spur up there. There's a bridge that was the last bridge in the county that was load rated.
What rail spur are you talking about? Where are you at, John?
The culverts in Nails, or I'm sorry, Plentywood rail spur. It'd be just adjacent to that at 2050, that crossing.
did we talk about this one a while back or no?
Yep. We
Derek's
talked about
drawing a
it
blank.
back in. I can get with Derek here on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if you guys want to visit a little bit and then make sure we're all on the same page. And then we'll come up with a plan on that and you guys work together on that and then bring it back in. If that's such a case, then we'll put a task order together, have you do that for that one.
Yep.
Isn't that's pretty time sensitive, isn't it, John? Does it have to be done here by the end of the month?
Yeah, the applications open next Tuesday. The applications they're pretty minimal. We can just do that hourly if you guys are up with it. So
Okay. Yeah, that would work. Just get with Derek and you guys work it out and then bring it back to us if that works for you guys.
Yep, that works.
Sounds good. Any other discussion? If not, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close. Doug makes a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Gordon
Thanks, guys.
seconds. We are closed at 11:29.